Okay then, Hunters, we are back and we have got a recap of everything that's happened over the last week inside of Monster Hunter Wilds, as we have had quite a lot in here. We've got a new addition adding into the known issues listings, which you guys will definitely want to know, a new event quest that we've also got coming in, a awesome looking community stream that we are going to be popping up, and there are some tips and tricks happening on the Reddit that you guys may well need to know about. With that being said, we're going to bring you guys everything you need to know. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And yes, we are giving away a copy of Monster Hunter Wilds. If you want to get your hands on it, it is very, very simple. Head down to the comment section below and put a sword emoji. That's all that'll need to be, and we'll announce the winner in the next week here on the channel. With that being said, let's dive on into the game and see what it is that's happening right now in Monster Hunter Wilds. So starting off, obviously, over the last couple of days, we have had a brand new patch update. I'm not going to bore you with the details. They are on screen, though. You guys will have known a lot about all of this anyway, but we've now had all of these things updated. As of yesterday, though, they updated the known issues listing and have got this list here on screen that they are now working on next, including a network error that occurs when firing an SOS flare right after a quest begins. Link members are not prioritized over other players and may not appear in some places, including base camps. Palico's attacks with blunt weapons do not inflict stun and exhaust damages, which is quite a big one if you guys are primarily playing solo. As well as that, your hunter profile cannot be edited properly on some occasions. Some side missions cannot be completed under certain situations, which is obviously going to cause some problems when it comes to the overall, and your number of available camp slots may not be displayed correctly, as well as the power charm and armor charm do not unlock even after meeting the requirements under certain conditions. Now, the latest patch that we did have actually resolved a issue, or at least they stated as an issue, but there was a pollen farm that you guys were utilizing to be able to just farm in that pollen, and unfortunately they've managed to patch that one out. It had to do with a full moon resolution point, and you were able to utilize the full moon to go and farm certain items, transfer those in, so on and so forth. That's now apparently off the table, but the creator community are currently working on a new way of being able to do that, so make sure you stay tuned to some of the big channels on here that get you with those guides. Next up though, as of today, we have got a brand new event quest. Now, a tempered Chatacambra is now in the listing, which stands between you and the pile of hard and advanced armor spheres in Tongue-Tied. Now, this is quite a big one, and apparently is one of the best farming methods for armor spheres, so you're definitely going to want to get your hands on that one. Recommend going in and doing it. It is a 5-star, so you will need to be able to be hunter rank level 21 and above. For those of you guys who are playing a little bit more casual, you may not quite be there yet, but don't panic. As soon as you do get there, and it doesn't take long, you'll be able to get into this and get this one done. And you do have until the 18th of March, so a good 6 days remaining on the clock to be able to get this thing out of the way. On top of that, the last week's Kutku Gon Cuckoo has also reappeared, and this has a special headgear material rewards, which you guys are obviously able to get your hands on. This is a lower star level, so you guys should be able to do this after completing the main quest. Very good indeed, and it is an armor piece, which although doesn't look too great, it is pretty much one of those you just want to get your hands on, because it will essentially be a limited time ordeal, which again, the community are both here and there with regards to that one. So go ahead and get your event quests completed. You have got until the 18th to get those ones done. In other news though, there is also stuff coming from the community manager, Jono Vanguard, and they have been doing some community streams on the Twitch channel for Monster Hunter Wilds, and they've been going moderately okay. You can tell they're definitely a lot better at making games than they are at streaming, but nonetheless, they have been quite enjoyable to watch all the same, although apparently there may have been some issues that have been going on, so they are going to be having the second stream going up on Friday as well. If you guys want to tune into that, I'll leave the link down in the description. You can make sure you go and check that out. You never know, you may win some goodies and stuff like that happening as well. But with all the official stuff out of the way, dragging you over to the Reddit, people have been putting up some really helpful things. When it comes to elemental weakness, there is a pocket edition that you guys can now obviously get your hands on, and the link to that again is down in the description below. But this one is absolutely awesome. It is all chronologically ordered alphabetically. Everything has got the icons next to it, so you know exactly what the elemental weaknesses are. It means that you guys can just go ahead, look through this, quickly grab your weapon slots, put everything in play, and go ahead and fight the enemies that you need to fight, take out the monsters, and move on to the next one. Overall, this one is probably one of the more helpful things. Although pretty simplistic, it's definitely something you want to have in your arsenal. Moving on though, this states right here, I'm sorry, is Monster Hunters a Dark Souls? Did I download the right game? And I think that this game has really reached its highest tempo. It's absolutely incredible to see the popularity that is revolved around this game right now. It has decreased in popularity slightly, although that happens when games do launch and hit their peak. It is obviously bound to dip, and we have lost around half of the community. But as it stands, this game is absolutely gorgeous, and if you have not yet completed it, then it's something that you definitely want to go in, even just for the experience of the storyline, which for me is one of the best storylines inside of Monster Hunter franchise as of date. So yeah, it's an absolutely incredible clip, and this area on its own looks absolutely beautiful and so well designed, but it does look very much like a Dark Souls concept. You expect to see this sort of thing in Elden Ring or something like that. It is hilariously good. Moving forward though, there was another post that got 6,000 upvotes right here, which is actually a really helpful one, as it states quality of life tricks that I found. Now there are a few in here and they have the keyboard and mouse alternatives, but for those of you guys on controller, it states you can gather resources around you, prepare your hook slinger with L2 and then press the D-pad up, down, and then press circle. This is especially comfortable for riding secret without needing to aim to the resource. Now this was something that is pretty well hidden actually, and is not all that well known, so may well be something that will help you. Plus L1 and R2 is to equip your mantle. L2 and L3, which is left analog stick, you can use your slinger and shoot with your weapon in hands. There are so many that you guys can obviously do, and these are just a pocket full of them if you guys want to go ahead and try some of those out though. And again, mouse and keyboard equivalents are underneath it, then be my guest. If there's anything else you want to add though, let me know via the comments section below of some tips and tricks that you want to let the community know about. And while we're talking about the comment section, you guys do not fail to hit in those comments every single time. So if you guys want to get your top comments read on the next video, make sure you put something relatable down there. It may well get upvoted and become the next comment to hit the video series. And taking a look at your first comment right here, it states, I feel one thing that needs to be done about the limited time event quests. When the game has run its life cycle and the final DLC is released, all events will return and stay indefinitely. It was the same when Iceborne was released for Monster Hunter World. They are timed right now, but they will return. Now this is absolutely huge when it comes to the limited time. A lot of people have been really annoyed by the limited time stuff. Now it's good that this is the sort of thing that they end up doing over at Capcom, where they make it a little bit more accessible once everything has gone through. It means that in the shortcomings it's a bit of a nightmare, but later down the line it means that the entire game does obviously open up. Bit of a weird consensus, but nonetheless it's something that they try to do. Next one right here states Capcom didn't even try or care. No optimization attempt whatsoever, and 2 layers of malware DRM. Now, again, this is another thing which is really huge in the community and everyone is really annoyed with. I think that the performance output when it comes to optimization inside of the game is obviously poor, and we all know that they didn't really put as much work into it as they did in the PlayStation port and the Xbox port, but again, it's just something that we're having to deal with right now. They seem to be avoiding that question big time. And finally, it states, it's crazy that the devs managed to release limited time quests but not fix performance. Now, obviously, you guys need to understand how this obviously works. The limited time things will have obviously already been built. These are things that have been inside of the Monster Hunter franchise for quite some time, and it will operate as a part of the base standard game. They haven't just built it. It's not that something that they've been working on since release. They've obviously been working on this for quite some time now. Now, unfortunately, the optimization is not all that amazing, and I don't know what the excuse really is for it. Hopefully it's something they work on one day, and maybe in the future the game will be fully optimal, but as of right now it's definitely a little shaky to say the least. Unfortunately though, that's all we got time for today. If you haven't already, smash that like button already, subscribe with post notifications turned on, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support on these videos, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.